Invisible Man, a new horror film starring Elizabeth Moss. First of all, I was a little worried that this was going to be the legendary trend of bad horror movies that are going to be released in January. The thing about every beginning of the year, the only films that seem to come out at the beginning of the year are the bad horror movies. And that's just the trend that I've seen throughout the whole decade. I mean, you never know if these horror films are going to be good, if they're going to be awesome, or if they're going to be snore collectors. You know what I mean? You're just going to be like... Anyway, The Invisible Man. I'm intrigued. I want to see it this February. Okay, earlier I said horror movie. Let me rephrase that. It looks like horror/thriller. Now, The Invisible Man, that's a classic movie title. I actually remember hearing about it at Universal Studios in Orlando. I went there about 10 years ago, and there was a title, The Invisible Man, and I thought, oh, and I saw the poster. I'm like, how can you tell that's invisible? And I looked at a book or a program of the movie, and I looked through and I thought, oh, that's how he's the Invisible Man, because he's got a costume and stuff like that. Anyway, this one looks like an okay remake. A lot of remakes are controversial because many people don't like remakes. Unless we're talking about The Fly. And then because the thing about... I think the reason why people like The Fly was because, well, yeah, it's the 80s, a very golden decade of movies and music and all that stuff. But I think people like it also because of how well the special effects were today and how it just does not look like an outdated movie today. And I think that's why people like The Fly remake from the mid-80s with Jeff Goldblum and Geena Davis. This one sort of tries to repeat that, with modern technology, The Invisible Man with modern technology and, phones, cameras, yada yada, all that stuff. But you know what? I actually like this decade. Well, maybe not this. I like the 2010s, but I think I'm gonna like the new decade. I don't think much is gonna change in the next decade. I mean, things hadn't really changed since the 2000s. Yeah, sure, technology, but you know what? A friend of mine told me nothing much changes in the new year. Just new stories, new technology, and that's it. But anyways, I think The Invisible Man looks like an interesting horror thriller film. Elizabeth Moss, you just can't go wrong with Elizabeth Moss. She's just fabulous. It looks like a new gritty drama, and I actually would like to see it. So I guess my first anticipated film of 2020 is The Invisible Man remake. Let's wait until February, and we shall see if this is a disappointment or a future classic.